Hi, my name is Brandon Caruso with Today Lending, and today I'm going to talk about the benefits of the HUD184. One of the most common questions that I receive each week as a loan officer is why the HUD184? So we get calls every day from folks that are wanting to purchase a home, refinance a home, and build a home. And the most common question is going to be, why the HUD184? What does it do for me? And why don't I just go down the street and get a mortgage through my local banker? So the HUD184 is going to have two really big perks. It's actually, I would say three, but I'll go over the first two first. So the first one is your down payment. So it's easier on the pocket. It's 2.25% down. Now, if you're living in Oklahoma getting a $100,000 house, that may not be a whole lot of money. However, if you're living in California where you're purchasing a $450,000 home, the difference between 2.25 and 3.5 or 5% or even 20% down, that is a big deal. I rarely run into first-time home buyers that have 20% down, which brings me to the second benefit of HUD184, and that is where your monthly payment comes in. So unless you are putting 20% down, the HUD184 program will almost every single time beat out any other loan with the exception of the VA loan. And how I know that, it doesn't have to do with interest rates, funny enough, and which is also a very common question that I get. What's the interest rate today on the HUD184? Well, you probably don't know a lot about how that's put together because it's not all about interest rate. So PMI is what I'm referring to. PMI stands for private mortgage insurance. So with the HUD184 program, it is 3 to 4 times less than the FHA loan on mortgage insurance and up to 5 times less on conventional loans. So again, if you don't have the ability to put 20% down on a home, you could be potentially paying up to 5 times more in mortgage insurance when it comes to the difference between HUD184 and conventional loans. So there's your two really big benefits. And just to throw out a number, on every $100,000 loan in PMI, you're going to be paying about $25 for HUD184 per $100,000 of a loan. So FHA would be more like $85. Conventional would probably be about $115. So it gives you an idea of where you're sitting for HUD184. Now, where it stacks up against FHA and conventional, those are going to be your two most common programs. Well, FHA is a great loan. We use it all the time. It's a great backup for the HUD184. There's some flexibilities there as to how it treats medical collections, how it accepts write-offs or charge-offs. So there's definitely a utility for FHA. I don't mean to discourage it. However, if we have a Native American citizen who is eligible for HUD184, absolutely not should you go FHA unless you really had to, and I'm talking for credit reasons. So there's your FHA loan, which honestly, it's a great backup for HUD184. You also have your conventional loans. Conventional typically are going to be for folks that have the ability to put 20% down. Also, folks that are pretty stellar on credit. So conventional is a great program if you can do 20% down, have an 800 credit score. If not, unfortunately, you're probably going to be paying for it on a monthly basis until you can achieve that 20% down or 20% equity situation, which could be 7-10 years down the road. The other programs, when it's compared to, are less used. USDA is one, especially here in Oklahoma. USDA is also called your Rural Development Program. It's great for folks that are purchasing a lot of land, 0% down. But it's not as strong because it has that mortgage insurance and it is tied to the loan forever, which is a fairly recent change for the program. I think it maybe happened over 5 years ago, where now this mortgage insurance, it's stuck. So you're paying that PMI forever, or at least until you sell or refinance your home. So USDA, it's there, it's good, but still not as strong as HUD 184. And lastly, the VA loan. So as our fellow natives know, VAs are in our community a lot. Statistically, we have a ton of veterans. So when we're working with veterans, we love the VA loan program. You have to be very careful because VA loan has very strict requirements when it comes to the type of the home, when it comes to how many times you've used the VA loan, as well as what branch of military that you've served in. So reserves have different rules than the Navy or the Army. So that is a question you definitely want to bring up if you are a veteran and you're considering the VA loan. Again, it's a great loan, just as there are very specific requirements. So that's it for me. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. Thank you.